Naruto 644. I've done over 400 of these. I think this will be the 403rd video I've uploaded on this channel. That's amazing. Over 400. Anyway, awesome. I appreciate everyone's efforts. Alright, Loyalist Viral will get us started off. Pretty good chapter. I think it really shows that Naruto has grown from a knucklehead at the start of Shippuden. He understands how to control his chakra better and separate it between other people, not just his clones. I thought the plan he had to move everyone from the barrier was quite good. I have a feeling that we are going to have some kind of a mega beast bomb from Naruto and the gang, or some kind of a Rasengan variation from Naruto and Minato. Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. That definitely, I thought we were going to see a lot more fireworks this chapter. Anyway, I really do appreciate your comments there. Awesome. Okay, and let's see. Genesorf. Very disappointed, pointless chapter. There's so many wasted panels. We know Minato feels guilty. We don't need it to be shown to us 4 pages in a row. Again, I was hoping everyone was being trapped would be Kakashi's clue to be introduced back in the story, but instead Minato saved him. I haven't been happy with Naruto this past month. Nothing is happening. Quite literally, nothing has changed. And then NW Order for Life responds, this was a good chapter to bring Minato to closure with how he raised Naruto. Now Minato can rest easy, leaving everything to Naruto. I'm going to cut in the middle of this comment. I really like what Hiro did. He took this head on because at least in the back of your head you have to be thinking, which a lot of people did, is Minato, even though he didn't create these problems, he was in charge and he screwed up a lot. He did. He really did screw up quite a bit. You know, having to be in multiple places, win a war, deal with personal issues of kids. I mean, it was all too much, right? Quite literally. But it's still, he messed up. So I like that. He took that on. We got a lot of closure. The whole, son, mother, father, and Minato got beat. Remember how built up he was in the beginning when he introduced, and then at the end he was just getting tore down, and then finally it got leveled, and it was freaking awesome. And his QB, stepped it up for him, really helped him out. All right, continuing on. This is going to be this is going to be relevant because Minato is going to die soon, as well the other Hokages as well. So it's important for Naruto's character that we see the previous generation believe in him. And in terms of action, we saw Naruto's cloak doesn't disappear, that he's constantly connected through his chakra link. Also, Obito just tried to kill everyone. Yeah, there was quite a bit. And then Genesorf, I disagree. And another Genesorf comment. The best part of the chapter was that Naruto and Toby Rama banter. And that says it all, really. Alright, appreciate both your comments. NW Order for Life goes, because Naruto, it's in response, okay, we got a back and forth, another one. Genesorf, it seems Sasuke cares for Naruto's well-being, the question is why? And then NW Order for Life says, because Naruto needs to hurt the Jubi. I mean, he needs Naruto. I mean, we've seen this, the whole thing where Kakashi set it up to where Naruto lost the competition when he was little, between him and Sasuke and Sakura, and he didn't get any food, right? And Kakashi had changed it from, instead of starving someone, to using it as, a team building thing, and Sasuke figured it out. Now, did Sasuke have compassion for Naruto? No, not at all. He couldn't care less. But he saw the challenge for what it was because he understood that Kakashi was a compassionate kind of person. And that's what he wanted to see, and that's what Sasuke gave him. So he gave, the thing with the food, to Naruto. So Sasuke isn't, his actions just don't mean anything as compared to what his true intentions are. So, for me, it's like nothing. It's not, I'm not mystified or anything, because Sasuke's just going to do, whether it's for good or bad, whatever he thinks that, he needs to do. So, for me, it wasn't an issue. Okay, and let's see, I already covered that stuff. Okay, appreciate all your comments. Michael, 19790. I think that Jugo will share his nature chakra with Sasuke on some point and giving Sasuke this ability to fight against the Jubi. The second thing is Kakashi did 4 transport jutsus, drawing him out from Obito's dimension, because he also had some of Kurama's chakra, and I think that it should work even in past dimensions. I think I already mentioned in this video what you just mentioned, because I got it from you actually, Michael 19790, from reading it earlier. I love what you're saying here. Okay, like I said, I read your comment first, so that's where I got it from. Is the idea that maybe the next chapter we'll go, hey, here's Kakashi because he got pulled out with everybody else. That would be awesome. I'd really enjoy that, because instead of it being like a perimeter, like everybody that's in this perimeter, you're getting poured out. Well, evidently, everybody that has that chakra got ported there. Now, I'm sure that he has me. That's what a possibility. So that's something we could look forward to. I really do appreciate that. It's a pretty awesome insight. And hopefully Kishimoto was, watching this. But anyway, it's a great idea. Abagodo 2312. I enjoyed this chapter. I felt like this chapter was needed for Minato's character. He has been getting shitted on for a few chapters now. But in this chapter, he is built up again. Another thing that I liked about this chapter was that it showed some character development from Naruto. Yes, it did. It showed that he is not the same emotional kid that we once knew. From now on, I expect the fight to heat up. They need to figure out a way to beat Obito, and Tobirama is funny as hell. Talk about somebody going from complete like 90+% of the Naruto fandom shitting on somebody or hating them, for good reason. And then all of a sudden, all these other, he believes, he's the reason they did democracy, and he invented all this stuff, and find out he's not. Everybody's got a bad side to him for something. So they showed the different deal. But I realized that his, ethnic issues with Uchiha, that's like a one-out issue. So, there you are. But he's complex characters, and that's what's interesting. Whether we like or hate him, it just makes him more interesting. Appreciate your comments. Neo Snipe. Yep, I like the emotional chapters like this one better than the full action chapters. And it seems that Minato is saying goodbye to Naruto, or maybe Obito is going to kill him, who knows. And now Sasuke has a plan that involves only Naruto, or he only wants the Kyuubi. This guy is still evil. Well, Jugo's the key, okay? Jugo doesn't care about Naruto. So that tells me Naruto isn't... He may... Whatever Sasuke is trying to, amend the plan to be, it isn't... Naruto isn't part of it. That's just my opinion. Like I say, Jugo doesn't care about Naruto, so evidently he's not. So, cares a lot about Sasuke, though. But then again, Sasuke helps keep him... from being a crazed animal. So that's another thing too. Alright, he definitely needs him on that level too. Alright, appreciate your comments. Michael Gethman. I love how angry the second got at Naruto this week. The second is going on a patent rampage. Kishi pointed out this week that the fourth has surpassed the second with the flying thunder god technique. Minato teleporting all the shinobi out of the danger zone was pretty cool, even if Naruto had a lot to do with it. I love reading this part where Hashirama compared his chakra to the Nine-Tails' combined power. Hashirama has a lot of chakra. I was also surprised by the chapter coming out today. Yeah, big time. Big time glad I was wrong on that. But yeah, that was... And the way he said it was... He didn't say he had it... The way he said it, it didn't say he had as much chakra as he did. It was like he was in the same league. And then he's like, oh, he's the tail beast too, Minato, so, not in my league. That was awesome. Anyway, really do appreciate the comment. Okay. Vergiffin77. I think it's a good chapter this week. We saw a lot of characters as Sasuke asked Naruto what to do next. What a weird and funny moment. That actually, I really do appreciate you pointing out. That's a few other people have pointed that out too. That definitely doesn't happen all the time. Like, okay, Naruto, I'm following your lead. And yeah, that is pretty crazy. But he's feeling. I mean, look, it's like the competitions. You can see how intense Sasuke is on Naruto now. He's like, I have to know what this guy can do and how it works, so he can either team up with him and be a better partner, or he can beat the hell out of Naruto. Yeah, depends on which way you fall on that. Anyway, responding to this comment from Vagefin77, Alfredo Saldivar. Nobody else here thinks that Sasuke might use Naruto's chakra to complete his Susanoo to the level of Madara's. And just using the chakra from, well, that's a possibility. He could use it for some other means in and of himself. Vergiffen77, another comment. But one thing I like to ask you and criticize on Kakashi, where the hell is Kakashi? Criticize on Kishi, where the hell is Kakashi? It's a 7 Sawyer still. I know he is in the other dimension, but why we see nothing from him for the last week? He has to be on the battlefield. There's too many characters in Naruto. And then they're all back from the dead. So there's literally too many characters, not enough panels. And that's my opinion. I'm curious, but evidently, there's a lot of people really want to see Kakashi again. He's a very popular character. I'm okay with waiting because I don't think he's going to get killed now that the whole Obito thing went by. So I actually kind of relieved. So yeah, all right. Appreciate it. Appreciate your comments. And let's see, Nexus Legend 9. The direction of the previous few chapters seems to indicate that Minato is going to disappear soon. Yeah, he sounds like it for whatever he's going to do. Initially, I thought that Minato was going to be there till the end of this war, but it doesn't seem like it. Also, it's interesting to see the reaction of the 9 Bijous and compare it to the Jubi. Why is it that the 9 Bijous are essentially ostracized and misunderstood creatures who just want to be treated right, while the Jubi is a mindless monster? If anything, I would imagine that the Jubi is an intelligent entity capable of sentient thought, since it is made up of 9 Bijous. That is something I think is really interesting. While the power of the 7 beasts went into the Jubi, what is it going to happen to their souls? Do they have? I mean, yeah. Since we have all players except for the One-Tails, who is MIA, including both parts of the Kyuubi, I think there is something we might learn in this next few weeks or months. Well, that I feel confident on. Great job as always, Rampage. Appreciate the positive energy there, Nexus Legend 9. There's a couple. There was at least one thing I wanted to comment on. The tailed beast. Well, anyway, I think I'll remember it later. Okay. Anyway, I really do appreciate your comments. The tailed beast, yeah. But anyway, okay. G Gorsey. Hey, Rampage. If you look closely at chapter 629, Naruto stands bleeding and exhausted, but still smiling confidently. Looking on the 10 tails, seeing the images of the tailed beast behind Naruto, and ultimately a silhouette with a Rinnegan staring back at him. We all see the beast except for Gayuki. So I think we have all the beasts except for Gayuki. And let's see, I think you comment on. That's not a response. This is flagged for. Okay. Okay. Well, anyway, another comment. Now you have a few more comments from G Gorsey. Okay, Sasuke Uchiha. This chapter will explain why Kakashi is still alive, and he will come out of the other dimension because of Naruto's chakra. Could happen. Okay, I believe you're the second person to make that link with Kakashi. So that definitely could happen. Okay, G Gorsey. Let's see. I think we're in this in the right order. We'll see. Did Naruto and Minato transport Madara with them? And if why? Naruto put his father at ease. I think, but it's your son is born and you die and never get the chance to be with him, then he has a monster inside of him because of you. You felt bad about putting your kid through that hell until it's okay. You don't have to worry about it. It puts him at ease. And then G. Gorsey continues. I know Naruto is acting freaking stupid a lot of the time, but he's awesome in a tactical thinking way. Back to his first fight with Zabuza. I know, okay, with him and Sasuke freeing Kakashi. Into his fights, Kakazu and Pain, as well as for the fights with Kurama and the third Raikage. He has just grown up stronger and stronger. Haku remarks that people become truly strong when they're protecting someone precious to them. Okay, going back a little bit as far as to Nexus Legend, there was a couple things. Two things. The way, I mean, look at the way that Madara treated the Nine Tails. Like a slave, you know, just treating him like that. That was kind of, for a sentient being, it's mind-breaking. And then, evidently, the whole thing that anything evil inside them or whatever is multiplied into the tailed beast. So they have to have their spirit work, you know, they have to be solid themselves. So evidently, it looks like the accumulated problems of the Jinchurikis they've had is also problematic for them, or the ones that just control them, like Madara. So you can see how they've been abused. So to me, that's a couple of reasons there why they're so messed up and angry. It's because they are sentient beings. Okay, XX Avenger Legend. I agree with what some people said about Minato, the way it's headed. I think he and the second Hokage will disappear, and I think Sasuke realized that Naruto is the only hope to stop the Jubi, and that's why Sasuke cares about Naruto for the moment. G. Gorsey, another comment. Minato takes the opportunity to tell Naruto that he wishes to speak to him, but Naruto dismisses him, noting that men could say all they wanted to each other with a mere glance. Allaying his father's misgivings, Naruto happily notes that both his and his mother's feelings had already been conveyed to him. Yeah, it was solid. It was an absolute awesome, way. Now, I mean, Minato, like I said, Minato could just disappear. You know, it's like as some of the characters did in the beginning. You know, the Idos were like, I'm at peace now. Bye. He could go. Armin Gregorian, appreciate the comments. So Madara and the first are dead. I just think they're talking about them being Idos. I think that's just a comment. Mr. Marcus. So funny how Toby Rama pointed out for Naruto, I'm the one who created the Shadow Clone Jutsu. And the second Hokage is an amazing guy, no matter how big of an asshole he was or still is, doesn't take away the fact that he was so useful in so many ways during his time as Hokage. I mean, him and his brother teamed up. That's just sick. It's amazing. And Mr. Marcus continues, hey Rampage, I had to read this chapter again to understand Hashirama's compassion to Naruto in terms of power. Comparison in terms of power. Naruto is not there yet, but he's becoming more of a strategist and less of a hothead who just jumps right into rage personality-wise. Him and the Naruto are so similar, funny individuals, but when it comes to battling, they know how to turn it up. And I think later on, Naruto will develop more into a ninja like Hashirama in future. Great review. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. I think everybody's pretty happy. I mean, the only thing is, I like a lot of action, but as I've mentioned before, what I like the best is what we've been getting. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a real mix, which has really made me pretty happy. All right, appreciate your comments. And let's see. And Claudio West. I'm just glad, and if I mess up anybody's names, I mess up stuff all the time, so it's, no offense, hopefully. Okay, I'm just glad that Killer V actually showed up again. He's been MIA for a while. Absolutely. And let's see, Nate Vandergriff. Appreciate your comment. Did a guy notice the extra line on Naruto's back? I didn't notice it. I wouldn't. Of course, if you get to combine Juby and whatever's going to happen, I'm sure he's got more power ups, which is kind of crazy. Okay, let's see. Appreciate your comments. Okay, Kakaroto 925C, not to be confused with A, B, or D. Meanwhile, Kakashi is still lost in Obito's cube world. LOL. Well, maybe he got pulled out of there. Let's see, NW Order for Life. You've got a few comments I'm going to read right here. NW Order for Life. Mr. Rampage, it was a great chapter this week. I especially love how Kishi compared Naruto and Sasuke and Shikamaru's plans. Notice that Sasuke wanted to save Naruto and Yugo, effectively sacrificing everybody else in the barrier, whereas Shikamaru could not find a solution to save everybody. Naruto, on the other hand, was able to save everyone, and I feel that this is a representation of how the three nins would act as Hokage. Sasuke abandons people. Shika doesn't have the strength to protect, while Naruto both has the strength and compassion to put people first. Even Jugo, who Naruto does not know, was still given chakra so that his life would be spared. Naruto exemplifies leadership, and the most important aspect of being Hokage is to put the village first, whereas Sasuke puts himself first, with his cold and calculating methods of survival. Wow, I'd underline and agree with that a whole lot of times. Aside from that, Minato got his closure, and now Kakashi can send him out with a bang while his son takes care of the future. You're really wrapping this up pretty good, and you continue. This really needed to happen because not only does it build up to a climax of Naruto and Minato's ownage, but it also further develops Naruto's character and builds him up as a leader and a hero. It will be interesting to see how the chakra cloak on Sasuke and Jugo will affect the coming chapters. Maybe Naruto will even use that against them when they fight. Now, that's another possibility, because if his chakra's in there, can he sense, is this, is he basically doing something similar to, that's been done before, to use it to spy on people, like Ochomaru or whatever. So, another good point there. Also, I was right about Rin and Kushina's form last chapter. The actual dialogue is, it's the anniversary of Minato and Kushina's death. The other one made it even more crazy, though. I actually, even timing his birth with her death, it seemed kind of not possible, but it made it really crazy. Appreciate your comments. Awesome. Put it down pretty well. DT Ninja 831. There was little things in this chapter that really stood out. Jugo and B's presence, Shikamaru's desperation, last prayers, Naruto's surprising tactical skills that were even praised by both Tobirama and the first. The fact that Naruto and Minato were able to communicate through the medium of the Kyuubi, as well as their combined jutsu that allowed for the Harishin to save everyone. Nice review and keep up the great work. I'm not leaving the Kyuubi out on this. I feel that the Kyuubi, the Eight Tails and B, Eight Tails gives a lot of advice to B, and I have a feeling that the Nine Tails, even though it's off panel, that the communication, well, we know they're really linked. So I don't think that it has to be on panel when the Nine Tails is telling or giving advice to Naruto. So I think that that's another reason that his strategizing has gone up and his understanding of abilities. All right, appreciate your comments, DT9J31 as always. And Madara lives. You're almost up to 1K subscribers. Congrats. Well, that is true. But right now, I'm going up like 1 or 2 subscribers a week. So it could be That could be next year before I pop 1,000, but that's awesome. But it's been a long time. And let's just admit it here. 400 plus videos is awesome, but 400 plus videos with under 1,000 subscribers, not that great. Not that great at all. Let's just be honest. I mean, as far as really getting there, that is not happening. Considering that the main thing of this channel is Naruto, and that's going away sometime the first part of next year. You see, it's kind of, yeah, that's kind of an issue. But anyway, I really do appreciate the sentiment. So, but anyway, yeah, it's awesome. Just doing a little comparison there. Okay, really do appreciate it. DT Ninja 831. Naruto at first glance, I was disappointed with this chapter. Things seemed too repetitive. Obito was just showing off his power. Minato and Naruto's combo seemed odd, and Minato saved the alliance. Again, it seemed all strange to me. It didn't make sense, and then I read it again, and even the previous chapter in Japanese and English, I began to see the genius of Kishimoto. I wonder if you actually did this comment before the other one. And, I'm not sure. Okay, and let's see. Appreciate your comments. Brian Ramirez. I think that Naruto is a sage of the Six Paths, and when Naruto gets the other half, he will transform, and he will become, when the world is in danger. And it's Jiraiya's book, Naruto is the savior. Oh yeah, he's the guy that's going to save it. I was thinking that, you know, since the thing was it be someone that excuse me, Jiraiya trained, that it could still be Minato's Edo form that would save them. Still could be. So, although probably not. I'm not going to stand on that one. And let's see, a few more comments from Brian Ramirez. Appreciate the comments so far. I think that Rin is the trump card because Madara said that he don't thank me in the future, because Madara has a plan and is a genius. And DT Ninja replies to Brian Ramirez. Last week we saw Obito trap the alliance within a barrier, giving us that sense of desperation. But what I found after reading it again was that Obito was the one who was desperate. I like where you're going with this. Now as I read it in Japanese, he says, okay, you listen to Japanese, which I'm not going to read, which translates to, which I will read, now that the Jubi is within me, I'm no longer able to escape dimensions. I didn't know that he couldn't just jump to another dimension, but it makes sense. There's a lot of chakra. It seems he can't use his MS anymore. Probably means Kakashi is trapped unless he can break himself free, or unless he got pulled over with everybody else with the chakra, and he pops up and says, hey, guess who's back? So we'll see. And let's see, appreciate your comments as always, and another comment from Brian Ramirez. Madara is the key since the beginning, don't you see? Well, and that's the other thing. Is Madara, is he going to do... I'm in a weird place with this right now, because I thought he was... or maybe it's just I'm actually getting a little impatient with the Madara thing. I'm like, well, whatever you're going to do, let's do it. Because it seems to have stumped everybody, but maybe he'll end up not doing anything. So, it's the Zetsu in him, and I'm going to affect it, and it's going to whatever. So, we'll see. Appreciate the comments. Alright, and let's see. Kier Dickus. I think that if Kurama's chakra is in everyone, that Kakashi should be able to escape the place that Obito left him in. And once again, this shows how Naruto's intelligence on the battlefield can really skyrocket. Yeah, I think you're saying that, or he might have already got pulled over or whatever. Yeah, appreciate the comments. Mr. Marcus, do you guys believe Sasuke might have found the light? No, I don't. I don't. To Naruto being the one that must all be saved if we want a chance to survive this long drawn-out war. I just feel Sasuke now recognizes Naruto's real power, and I think that he respects him. I don't. And now maybe that he's meant by erasing away the past, he sees Naruto in a new light. I don't. And I'm not saying that you're wrong. That's my opinion. And I've been wrong before. I was wrong when this chapter's out. That's evidence of me being wrong. Okay, we'll see. It would be a surprising ending, though, if they did end up as a team. It'd be pretty crazy at the end, but we'll see. And, of course, it's it's not my manga. So we will see what Kishi does. All right, appreciate the comments. G. Gorsey. It was not that Naruto was the only person who could come up with the plan. I think did I already read this? Did I read your comment? But anyway. It was that he was the only person that could come up with the plan. Naruto's chakra cloak dimension sharing on chapter 629. The Hokages and Sasuke turn up on the chapter in 631. Minato's only publican Naruto and Sasuke that he could only teleport people who his chakra is touching. So Naruto was the only person who knew he could share his externally and Karaman chakra and was still linked, knowing the teleportation jutsu, how the teleportation jutsu worked. I really kind of mangled that. Sorry about that. Okay, and I read these things ahead a lot, and I may not actually get to it the same day, so sometimes it's a little confusing on what I've read stuff before. And let's see, there's a few comments here from Ryan Ramirez. Will Sasuke go to Konoha like nothing happened? No. Brian Ramirez, where are the Kages in Ochimaru? That's a good question. I don't know that. Brian Ramirez, will Sasuke get the Rinnegan or Naruto? Well, I think both will. I don't know about that either. Brian Ramirez, is Madara and Hashirama dead? And that's, I'm pretty sure I already read before from your comment. They're Idos, so I think that's just why they kept saying they're dead. And I wasn't very helpful on that. I definitely don't have the answers. Okay, appreciate your comments. D from Dub. Tobirama is a beast. He invented the Edo Tensei, which was running the whole final arc. He invented the Flying Thunder God technique, save everyone, every living ninja. He invented the Cage Bushin, the real signature move of Naruto since the very beginning of the manga. And what about the Uchihas? Right now, the biggest threat to the world is a Uchiha. It sounds like you're vindicating Tobirama. When they'll put him down, they'll have to fight a zombie Uchiha. Madara. And if Sasuke ends up being evil again, Tobirama will pop up somehow saying, I told you so. Tobirama's, he's I don't think he's all that far back yet, but good points. Good points. Of course, leaving out his problems that Tobirama has, but good points nonetheless. Appreciate the comments. Well done. Trent, excuse me, Lomanga. Expect Kakashi's return soon, since Naruto reinvigorated the Nine Tails chakra in everyone. You're right, Rampage. Sasuke, Taka, and Ochi has a plan that's being acted upon away from this battlefield. Sasuke has recognized Naruto as an equal or superior, but they were always each other's motivation. Though Sasuke gets Rinnegan and uses six paths to fight Naruto, all his modes, and his multi-cage Bushin. It's not that Minato will die. It's that somehow he must use some jujitsu or Ochimaru used with the Reaper mask to release the other half of Kurama. Now that's interesting, because maybe that is possible. Maybe even just because he's an Edo, there's no way to. That's an interesting. Kishi did compare the top three ninjas to show their logic, but also to remind everyone Sasuke is not a good guy yet. Sasuke seems to be under so much pressure. Look at the expression in his eyes. Appreciate the comments. I would, if Kishimoto could do it in a clever way, I mean, saving the world does go a long way to help everybody. And there's a lot of people that are still going to be pissed at him. But it would be a surprise ending, because let's admit it, everybody's looking for Sasuke Naruto fight to end the series, and if that isn't the way it goes, then it'd be pretty interesting. I still like the twist. I'm going to bring this up again. Ochimaru possesses Sasuke, and I know that like 75% of you are just totally pissed at this idea or don't like it, but I love this idea. He possesses him, and then just does all this crazy stuff. And that way, he would, Naruto fights Sasuke's body, but not really Sasuke at the end. That would just be awesome. Orochimaru right at the end. The villain. God, I would love it. You have no idea how happy, or maybe you do, how happy I would be with that. And then to predict it, oh God, the cherry on top. And I will say something if that goes down that way. I absolutely will. Mr. CLG40, great review and chapter. I love the second Hokage. He was hilarious. Your patent analogy was priceless. What will they do next? I wonder what they will come up with. The unification. Mr. Clay, 40. Appreciate the comments and the good word. G. Gorsey, hey, people need to remember we have not seen Madara and Hashirama after the blast. So we do not know if they are alive. Sakura notes that she thought the shroud had disappeared. Katsuyu informs here that she had noticed it while healing the shinobi and realized that the shroud had only diminished. I couldn't imagine him leaving the first out. I literally can't imagine leaving the first out. But, I don't know. I'm not sure on that point. Okay, and then DT Ninja 831. Appreciate the comments. Well, not his body, but his mind. Usually he could travel into the cube world to escape the danger, but now that he's the Jubito, he has nowhere to hide. That's awesome. And let's see. 3 more comments. 2 more from Brian Ramirez. Whereas Kakashi, I think he's sucked up into Obito's body. Brian Ramirez, if Sasuke is still bad because he wanted to save Jugo and Naruto, you're asking, is he still bad? I mean, I just think he's bad. So I may be the wrong. I am not a neutral person on Sasuke. I think he's bad. I think he's going to stay bad. But like I say, if he converts to good and they team up at the end, as long as it's, Kishimoto's doing it, I'm sure he'd do it in a clever way, and it would be a surprise ending. And you already know my ending with Orochimaru. So, last comment, Brandon Johnson. Yes, I agree. Hashirama and Madara may be dead, as it is so for Hiruzen. Well, the Itos are going to go, and now they're really going to be on their own. And it's going to be, in a way, it kind of has to happen if they're going to team up, because then they're gone. The Itos go, Orochimaru, and maybe they are going to have to team up, even to get to Jubito to a certain point. Of course, at a certain point, Orochimaru will probably kick in with his plan to try to do something. Because he's been waiting evidently for some kind of thing at a certain part of this whole transformation or something to take over to do his crazy thing. Because he wants to live forever, and that's something that he just may be crazy and smart enough to do. All right, appreciate everyone's comments. It's awesome. This is a tremendous amount of fun. Like I say, I've done over 400 of these. This is like 403. This is crazy. But this is a lot of fun. This is something I look forward to every week. I hope you do. It's a lot of fun. It's some way to pass the time in an enjoyable way while Naruto is still here. Because this time next year, according to what Naruto will have been just a memory, right? It'll been over. It will be the series over, right? And we won't be doing these anymore. And that's just the way it is. Enjoy things while they're there. While they're happening. This is from an old person. All right, everyone. Appreciate everyone's efforts. Awesome job. Anybody can be an anime fan. You can always subscribe. You can always unsubscribe. You can do anything you want to. Till next time.